Welcome back to Energetically You. I'm your host, Megan Swan. I'm a wellness, mindset, and integrated wellness business coach. I help powerful women optimize their wellness by implementing small, approachable shifts within their existing routine so that they can have magnetic energy and confidence. I have 10 years of integrated wellness experience as a certified IIN health coach, plant-based chef, yoga teacher, and CEO. I've been wellpreneuring for over a decade at this point. I love to bring all sorts of wellness, mindset, and self-improvement experts here to help make the most out of our time together. Today, I'm so thrilled to have just a delightful human on the podcast. His name is Xorge Vargas. A good friend of mine recommended his Institute of International Sonoterapia as a place that I should look to buy my singing Tibetan bowls. And so basically we just struck up this friendship, and he's such a beautiful person. I wanted to get him to tell us all about the benefits of sound therapy. It's something I've been doing for years, consciously, unconsciously, as you're, singing a mantra at the end of a yoga class, or even just listening to a certain kind of music, healing music at the end of a meditation or something like that. It's so incredible. It's so healing and, really a hands-off therapy. Obviously you get more into it and you become like I am, brought up the hobby of actually playing the bowls myself. But I highly recommend you find a place in your community to receive sound healing. Of course, you can, use an audio. We're going to get into all that with Xorge. I'm just going to briefly read his very unique bio. He says, I was born a rainbow and indigo kid. So I was already set up with some clairvoyance, clairaudience, and with the ability to read energy with some sort of sensitivity to art and healing. At 16, he started a journey with, I'm going to have to ask him about this. I think it's pronounced quechuas shamans. And he developed more the need to share his gifts with humanity. He went to get his degree in industrial design and finished his major in Italy, where he also went in a deep meditation and transformation and started teaching sacred geometry and feeling deeply attracted to singing mantras and working with light and energy to heal the body, mind, and spirit. 8 years ago now, he started teaching sound healing, and nowadays he has a global movement for peace and is part of activating special and sacred places in the body, spirit, and mind with sound. He founded the Institute of International Sonoterapia. You can find them on Instagram at Sonoterapia. So the account is in Spanish, but he speaks perfect English, and we'll be doing the interview in English. I'm so looking forward to introducing you to him, and he's going to share with us some beautiful sound healing at the end. So let's dive in. Welcome, Xorge. I'm so thrilled to have you here today and curious to pick your brain, especially after reading your beautiful bio and listening to all the really cool things that you've done. So first off, welcome. Thanks for being here. How are you?
Thank you so much for this space. I am very grateful to be here. Very excited. It's really cool when someone wants to hear about everything we are doing.
Yeah, well, tell us, I don't even know where to start in your bio. I guess let's go step by step. So why or what does it mean to you when you say that you have always been like a rainbow indigo kid? What is such a beautiful terminology?
Okay, the rainbow kid is a kid that born after a mommy have lost many children. So between my sister and me, there are three kids that didn't born. They
miscarried.
Yeah, they miscarried. So that's a term that the people create, because the newborn is a very expected child, a very loved child. Sometimes it comes with some the mommy have fear because of the miscarry, and I feel that makes me something very special for my mother and for my father also. So they were really, really hoping I was born. And for my mother, it was really difficult because she need to stay in bed. She need to stay like with a lot of cares. It was a difficult
pregnancy. Carefully.
Yeah, so it was so. I believe it's really hard to stay in bed for a large period, but she did it, and her love and her passion to bring me to life was outrageous. No, so I know now this term of rainbow children, it's now like more accepted, more likely for the people to begin to know it, to interact with it. And I came also in the índigo is more like a frequency on the planet. It's something that happened in the cosmic place. It takes part in the in the place where our planet was in 1987. That was the year I born. We came a lot of índigo children that have in our energies, in our psyche, in our cosmovision, how we see the world. We came with a lot of push to break patterns, old patterns, to break things that are no longer serving us. We came to break them. We came with a very unique strength, so we can create something new, something beautiful, something disruptive. Many of us have a disruptive energy. We don't like the things, we don't like the authority, but not the authority, but the archaic system, to say it in a way, no? And that's the other part. Many of us, many of the índigo children were born with psychic powers already set up, already. I tell the people, I born weird. I was born like this, and I was able to see things that people were not so used to see. Maybe they have heard about it. Maybe they sometime in a very weird situation have to deal with something like clairvoyance, with the clairaudition. Many of us already came with that in our energy, in our psyche, already set up. And for me as well, it was like, oh my God, I live like this. And the weird part for me was seeing not all the people, or not all of my classmates, my family have this kind of abilities or this kind of vision. So it was really weird at the beginning. It was so weird. And
So clairvoyance is like you see things. Clairaudio is like you're hearing things. Aren't there 5 or no, only 3?
Yeah, there clairvoyance, audio, then sentient.
Mm-hmm.
They feel with the skin, they feel with the energy, they feel it. And the 4th I know is something that happened later in me, that we can know something that it's going on, but we don't know how we know it. It's related to the knowledge. I don't know how to.
Intuition, no?
It's like intuition, but you have, for example, I can approach to someone and I just need to see them, to hear them, and I already know if they have troubles in house, if they are low in energy, if they are feeding themselves okay. I know a lot of things without they telling me. Special parts, I already know a lot of them, and sometimes I can even see further, and I can know, for example, things about their past lives, things about their future lives. And I usually don't talk about it because unless the people ask.
Yeah, because it's like a little too woo, we would say sometimes.
Yeah, of course. And I prefer to be quiet and to listen, to respect the journey of the soul. I prefer to only help people when they ask for it, and to let everyone live the life they want to live. I have this quote like, we came along all this long to become human. Why not do anything we want? Why we should be some way, or only do this way, or only meditate and take green tea? I think we should explore everything we like.
Yeah. So tell us how you began exploring with sound therapy. Was it something that first you experienced the benefits yourself and you became fascinated with the potential, or you studied it? How did you become?
Actually, I was
about it.
I had an injury in the back, in the sacral area. I broke, I don't know how to spell it in English, disco, lumbar disc. I don't know if it's the term.
Lumbar disc.
Yeah, I broke it. And the first time I approached to the sound healing was searching for something that gives me relief, because I was so in pain, so much pain. And I remember when I was hearing the crystal bowls, most of the times I wake up from the session, because most of the times I fall asleep. I love that part of the sound healing. And I wake up without pain. So for me, it was really, really outstanding, really nice. But something that really impacted my life, so I started the journey of learning, was my first teacher, my first sound healing teacher. He has this Buddhist recognition. He's a Buddhist. He have a gompa here in Mexico. And I remember I came to the studio where he was playing, and he told me to lie down in a nice blanket, and he started chanting Sankhya Mela mantra. It's called the the mantra that he was singing. It's a mantra that brings all the medicine Buddhas. And I remember I had a regression to my childhood, and I was seeing what happened that turns into that back pain, into that injury. And what was really, really amazing for me was the teacher, the one who was giving the session to me. He knew, like, something between our minds were connected, and he told me something about that episode in my life. And for me it was like, oh my God, how can you see it? If I didn't tell you anything, how can you see it was something so painful, and now you give me relief from this? And I remember that time I was like a little bit hesitant to stand up and to walk again, because I was so much in pain. And he told me, like, stand up, come on, don't be afraid, don't be shy, stand up. And I was like, okay. And I stand up, and I didn't feel nothing but relief, a lot of relief. So I tell to myself, I need to learn this. I need to learn how to do this. And then something happened. I didn't knew in that time how to take care of myself. So the injury get worse. I have now a prosthesis. I have a prosthesis between L4 and L3. And after I came out of the surgery, because I had a surgery for putting that prosthesis, I started playing my singing bowl for myself, alone in my dark, in my room. And I was playing like 35 minutes, 45 minutes a day, because I wasn't able to do much things. I can walk a little bit. I can stand up a little bit. I can sit down and lay down again. And that was my day. And for me, it was really surprising, because when I came to see the doctor, he told me, like, what are you doing? This is healing really fast. This is healing like if you were playing like a pro, something like football. But seriously, you don't look like a sports. So for me, it was really, really funny and really amazing. For me, it was like amusement, because I say, like, something is going on in here. Something is happening here. So I continue playing, and something that would take 12 months to be completely healed. For me, it was a period of 4 months. And I have the...
Accelerated.
Yeah. And I have also all these analysis they make, the X-rays, the resonance, everything, and the way it's healing, you know? And for me, it was really outstanding, because what I've learned about sound healing is sound healing, it's so powerful. It can rearrange all the cells in the body. It can remember your body how to heal. It's not the crystal ball. It's not the gong. It's not the harp. It's not the drum. It's your mind and your body entering in a state where it knows how can it heal itself. So for me, it was like the beginning of the journey to start learning. Even though I was born different with all these psychic powers, I was very skeptical. All of my life I had been very skeptical. If I don't know how is it done, it's hard for me to believe. I am really hard also here, no? So for me it was like, okay, I need to understand now the background, the scientific proofs, where it leads, and where I can explain people what I am doing. So all of my journey studying and creating programs and helping other people to heal has been the place where the magic and the science get together. I feel it's more like my journey, how scientific proof can help me understand what is going on there, what is happening with sound.
Well, can you tell us, like, what part of the science sort of maybe surprised you the most, that really clicked it all into place and maybe allowed you to see all these gifts that you had differently and sort of accept that they were real?
I think the part that really makes my mind open finally was there is an experiment that it's written in the Divine Matrix of Greg Braden book, and it explains how our body is done of DNA, but the DNA is light. It's particles of lights joining and arranging the way they are programmed to do it. Okay? Mm-hmm. So he explains in this whole chapter how this light body it's holding the information that everything else in the cosmos have. So for me, it was the first time I heard the holographic term. Mm-hmm. And holos mean everything. Graphic, it's design or drawing. So everything, it's connected to us and we are connected to everything. But the most tiny particle in this universe contains the information of everything else. So we are like these self-replicating cells. There's a divine intelligence that makes us be who we are. No, I have this configuration that I believe it's called Xorge, and you have yours. But if we search it for the most tiny part, we are the same intelligence. Mm-hmm. So for me, it was where the science really became something strong, because it's an experiment done. And it was done a lot of time ago. It was in the 1970s. So 1917. So it's like more than 100 years ago that we already knew this. But the way Greg Braden approaches, it really worked for me, and it really makes me understand if there's a divine intelligence holding a space for everyone, leading us to success, leading us to progress, to grow, to love. All we need to do is to quiet the mind and let that intelligence work through us. And for me, the easiest way I found was through sound healing. I learned very good, and I continue doing it, how to quiet the mind, how to take an individual from being an individual to be no one, to be everything, and then to rearrange the whole structure, psychological, spiritual, mental, energetical, to a new being. So these transitions we all do in the life, you can take 40 years if you want, dealing with yourself, dealing with your mind. You will have some progress, you will have some advance. But I found through the sound, it can make it quicker. It can make it cheaper. And all you need to do is listen. So for me, it was magical. It was like, wow.
Yeah. Well, so much the first thing that came to mind was how pertinent here epigenetics, like we, in the last 20, 30 years where we really understand, like I studied biology 30 years ago. We were taught that, there was this blueprint that you were handed, your DNA, and, there wasn't a lot, like a little bit maybe influenced by your environment, but not to the point that it could change the arrangement, or at least change what is being reflected in all the possible coding you have, like which way that your personal DNA decides to be reflected is yes, malleable, and we're much more control of this than we were taught in my generation to think. And I think this is one of these beautiful examples, and I wanted to highlight it because of exactly what you said. Like, it's not something, on whatever level that you want to believe in it making you feel better, there's not anything that's required of you. Like, you can't do it wrong. It's just showing up and receiving and enjoying it on whatever level, or, probably even while you're dozing off and sleeping, it's still working.
Yeah, I think that part is amazing, because I teach all of my students. Most of us in the nowadays society, we are in a lack of sleep. We are in the lack of nice and profound restoration moments. And if we don't give that our body, there are many studies now that are showing we can get cancer, we can get some sort of trouble, because
basically all chronic disease, you're higher risk.
Diseases are dealing with this kind of huge stress we are living. Mm-hmm. And a lot of energy. I like to laugh now about it, but it's a reality for most of the people. Most of us are like trained and programmed that we should be all the time producing, mm-hmm, making money, buying things. And I say, that's cool. It's nice. I love to have a nice house. I love to go to the mall and bring a new pair of sneakers. I love it. But that's not the only way. And we should take now times to rest, times to stop the mind, times to really get in a profound sleep. And we have now the tools, we have now the solutions. I like to think we have the new solutions for the new problems. Mm. And we all need to do is to spread it and to talk about it and to invite more people so they can experience it, learn it. And if they like, it's one way of many others, no? But it's a nice one.
Yeah, it's like a spiritual technology, right? I mean, that's how I look at it. Can you briefly touch on, I know that you went and studied sacred geometry. And
Yes.
so how does that sort of feed into your understanding of how sound therapy works? Or maybe it's totally unrelated.
Okay, so I started as soon as I finished the university, like few months later, my grandma passed away and she left me, I remember that time, 9,000 pesos.
Mm-hmm.
And the course I wanted to do of sacred geometry was 6,500.
So you inherited 9,000 and it was 6,000 something. So it's like it was this divine.
Yeah, it was amazing. And I started, and I remember I went to the teacher, and she started telling me things I remembered. I don't know how I remember that in that time. I didn't understand all this process that was going on. And for me, it was like seeing the blueprint of the universe, seeing the blueprint of the nature, seeing the blueprint of everything that is created. And for me, it was like entering in a new level of harmony, because I began for the first time in my life understanding beauty, why we are so amused by flowers, birds, everything that is going on in the nature. And for me, it was really amazing that everything has a pattern, everything has a frequency, everything has a vibration. And many years I was walking, teaching the sacred geometry, how to meditate with sacred geometry, how to start opening the CDs. It's called CDs when you have these abilities, these psychic abilities. And I start teaching a lot of people. I remember I was pioneer like 12, 13 years ago, because I was already doing things like video conference. And I mean, I came with all this technology. I grew up with it. So I only needed to put it now in the sacred geometry path, and everything started to happen. But then one day when I was living with the injury I told you before, the teacher who taught me was giving an advanced course, and the course was sacred geometry and sound. So for me, it was the first time they all merged together, and he explained it in a very easy way. The father, the masculine part of the universe, is the geometry, is the one that creates form, direction, strength. And the other part, the easiest way I found that the teacher shared with me, it was the masculine part, was the geometry, was the form, was the strength, and the other part was the feminine, and it was vibration. It was the container of everything. So I started now with the sound after that, and I started seeing now like mother and father are creating something through vibration and through geometry. So every configuration, every consciousness in the world, in the universe, has a pattern, has a frequency, has a vibration. And for me, it was really the integration of both. And it also happens in our brain. We have two sides, one masculine, one feminine. One have some sort of abilities. No? If you need to do something artistic, you use your left brain. If you need to do something rational, you use your other part of the brain. And when you use it both, you start your cuerpo callosum corp, no? And you can really start having a synchronized hemisphere, and you can start working with other parts of the brain that are also there. But we need to do it in another state of consciousness. So I found the sound was a vehicle to merge the geometry, the sacred geometry, and to understand it. Because when I began playing, people began seeing fractals, lights, some images, and is our brain in another state trying to complete the experience, trying to give us information, sometimes really valuable information, sometimes things that doesn't make sense in our rational state of mind. But in the end, all of us have these two parts. We all have this masculine, feminine. Mm-hmm. We all are sound. We communicate through our voice. Even people who cannot talk, they communicate through vibration, through signs. Even deaf people can hear with their skin, the vibration. So we are always receiving and transmitting through sound and through form. We put it in time, we arrange it in a way so we can deal with each other. And that's the way we create it. But this is infinite. We can explore many other new things through sound, through geometry. And I think it's coming time now. So we are finding new solutions for new problems.
I love that. Well, what sort of healing were you wanting to share with us today?
A little demonstration how it's a sound healing with me, how it's going on. I have in the back all these beautiful instruments. Mm-hmm. I will be playing most of them. You just need to listen. I will tell you. We will make some breathing. The breathing change our physiology. Then, if you like to close your eyes, I will tell you to focus on love. I will tell you to bring everyone you love. It can be also your pets. It can be your friends, whoever you want to bring to the exercise. It's allowed. And then I will start singing and playing, and you will feel the more you deep go into your breathing, the more deep you go into your sensations, you will feel the power of the vibration. First of all, letting you relax. Then it will stop the mind chattering. And then, if we are lucky enough, it will shut you down. And your body will make a lot of process of healing itself. That's called delta state. And when we are in that deep states, we can find solutions. We can give healing to our body. We can change the vision or even the significance we give to our experiences. So it's like also a conscious journey, a consciousness journey that we will live. And then I will call you back. I will tell you to feel again your body, because most of the time you lose the sense of the body. It's nothing wrong. It's only the body letting relax, letting go deeper into sound. And it will be like a story. I like to play like the sound journey. It is a journey. You have to listen. There are many sounds. There are many atmospheres that I will create. You will hear my voice, and my voice will give you some sort of rearrangement, and then the magic happens.
Beautiful. I'm so excited. All right. So we'll take it over. It's all you.
First of all, I want you to take a big inhale. And when you do it, let all your body expand, even your tummy. Don't worry, we will not make pictures, we will not upload it to Instagram, so you can relax your tummy, please. And if you can hold a little bit your inhalation and then exhale, we are giving our body the command to let go, to relax. We are in charge now of the breathing, so we can do it again. And we let it rest. And we lay down all our resistances. By breathing profound. And if any thought come to your mind, allow it to be. Don't fight with it. Don't follow it. Just acknowledge something is happening. Something is my mind and my body wanting to tell me. And if you want to go deeper with me, give yourself permission to put your attention in the space below your feet. Think in that space. And continue breathing. take your attention to your heart. Feel and think in that space behind your sternum. And bring everything, everyone you love, and feel love, feel joy, bring beautiful moments you can be grateful for. And give yourself a moment in this stillness. Give yourself permission to be who you are. To integrate all these frequencies in silence.
I really felt all the different vibrations and frequencies and just like essence of the instruments, even though I didn't know like what exactly you were playing or what it even looked like, but it was really profound shifts in the progression. I really liked it.
Yes. How are you feeling? How is your body?
Much more relaxed. I definitely had different visual representations on each sound, and different sort of things came to mind or old memories. Sometimes it was easier to be much more present in the moment and not really, or more like seeing a pattern, not thinking of anything really. Yeah, it was amazing. Well, so tell my audience, all the ways they can work with you. I don't know if you do these privately, these sound healings. I know you teach. I know you ship your beautiful bowls internationally. What else?
Yes.
What do they need to know?
God bless us with the technology so I can work through distance. I give private consultation also. I do it 1-to-1. And I also work with groups. Part of my journey, I studied and I learned how to be a coach. So I was making this specialty in ontologics coaching. So I know how to deal with groups and how to take them to a desired place in their minds, in their bodies, in their results. So I am working with all of that. And we also have the Institute where we are teaching. We teach people how to do sound healing, how to work properly with these beautiful bowls. The bowls you see, I am designing them. I am creating them. So it's really nice to have also that part. So if anyone likes a singing bowl, a new and different instrument, you can have it with us. And that's the way I am working now. I will start on August working with, I don't know if it's called the retreats. Mm-hmm. I think it's the word. And we will be doing things on the, I forget the word, on the Selva Lacandona.
Yeah. Here in Chiapas.
Yes, we will be doing something there. We will have a journey, and
it's an area of the jungle here in Chiapas. That's
yes,
very beautiful.
I will work in the jungle. I have now this commitment to go and work. Something beautiful that it's happening with sound, even though we're aware or we are not aware, the sound, it's allowing new frequencies to come into the earth. So part of my spiritual journey, it's to assemble new frequencies in sacred places, in some places like the jungle, like some parts in the woods where the water burns. And we are going to do something very soon in August. And that's what we are doing.
Beautiful. So what's the best way for people to get in touch with you? Your Instagram?
The best way to be in touch with us is through the Instagram.
I'll share your link in the show notes.
Yeah. I Sonoterapia. It's our Instagram. And that's the easiest way we can be in touch. You can chat with me and with all my crew also, that it's helping me sometimes with the networking.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for sharing your beautiful energy with us and this sound healing. I can't wait to share it with everyone, and I know that we'll be in touch. Is there anything else you wanted to say or leave us off with?
I want to thank you. I want to thank your audience. Thank you for giving me this time and space to share with you something about me, something about this beautiful art of sound healing. And I am very humble, very honored to be sharing with you and looking forward to continue doing it.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Jorge. We'll leave it there for today.
Great.